Alright, hello to the 1.3.2 CoreCraft patch preview. Basically in this we go over some of the new items and a few of the older items that haven't seen much use. This will not cover all of the new features, but it will cover quite a few. This one's actually an update to Mine Factory Reloaded. This is one part of it, and it adds these fancy roadblocks, which come in three forms: the unlighted, the default lighted, and the default non-lighted. When providing redstone, the lighted and the non-lighted switch. So, yeah. So that gives you control over whether you want your roads lit. They have an ice effect on them, which means you slide around a little bit. Alright, so moving on to the next one. Those are actually pretty nice for decoration. I'll show you how to craft them. It's just road and a lamp for the lit. And I think that oh no, oops. Yeah, and then it's a plastic sheet and 8 stone bricks give you 16 road. So, and oops, to get the inverted one, you just invert one of these, which is the road and the and the lamp. The new machines we have here give you the ability to turn almost any metal, I haven't tested all of them, but it's the majority, into a liquid. These machines are the pulverizer, the grinder, and the fine grinder, as well as the ingot former, arc furnace, and liquid crafting table. The pulverizer, grinder, and fine grinder are basically a 3-tier macerator. While I'm not entirely sure of the purpose of putting them in 3 tiers, it allows you to basically macerate your items and prepare them for liquefaction. So as we wait for this to finish, yeah, so you get 3 iron ore gravel per iron ore. The iron ore gravel can become 3 sand, and 3 sand becomes 5 iron ore dust. So that's quite a bit. But how much do we actually get of each item? If we stick iron ore dust in here, and then provide power. Wow, that's a lot of power. It will convert the iron ore dust into liquid. Now, I'm not quite sure how much of each liquid it takes to get a bar back, but we'll test that. So a Stirling engine pumps approximately, wow, that was full. So you'll notice you seem to get 3, 4, let's wait to see how many it gets. So I'm guessing it's about 12, no, 15 maybe? Yeah, so 14 lapis per bucket. Now, how many does it take to make a bucket? I'm not quite sure, but it could be a more efficient way to process your ores, or it could be a terrible, terrible thing to try. Someone will have to find that out at some point. So we have the Light Hadron Collider, as I'm calling this. It's not quite a Large Hadron Collider. I'm not going to activate it right now, but I will at the end of the video, and we'll see what happens. These are a few of the new generators, which are the thermal slag, which is basically a recycler, but it also gives you fuel or electricity when you burn coal and charcoal. And you also get the scrap back, and the turbine solar generator, which is a water mill combined with a solar panel, basically. Oh no, it's pumps and solar panel. But basically how it works is you put water in, you collect electricity, or you collect the sunlight, and that gives you steam, which you then turn into electricity. It's not overly powerful, but it's functional. This is the slow grinder. We're going to test exactly what that does now. Get some ore. So the ore will take the device will, oh, alright, so it's just a faster recycler with multiple inputs and outputs. And I would assume that the speed settings affect how often you get scrap. So just place that back. Now the next part is one of our mods that we've had since the last patch, I believe, which is the quadruple piston mod, which basically adds multiple tiers of pistons. They can be sticky, and as you can see, they extend multiple blocks out. There are 2, 3, and 4 variants, as well as a few other pistons, such as this one. And we'll show you what this one does. It literally launches items like sand, gravel, and mobs up into the air, which can be highly useful for traps or some kind of triggering device. This is a... what is this? This is a toggleable netherrack, which is just netherrack and redstone. It gives you 4 of them. And provide a redstone signal, and it lights on fire. These are part of the nuclear control mod. I'm not entirely sure how you use this mod, but it has quite a few fancy blocks. It also comes with the howler and the industrial alarm, which, as you can see, howler alarm and industrial alarm. Industrial lights up, and the howler, I believe, has a second sound. Yeah, so it has a second sound, and you can set the ranges, and I don't quite know what the differences between them are. We'll cover this part next. For now, this is part of the gas mod, which, as you probably noticed, that thing is giving off gas. So, one of the uses for gases is spray paint, which allows you to paint wood. Not entirely useful. I'm not sure if I can combine colors. No, it just overrides. But yeah. So you could use that for camouflage and various other things, or just for artistic design or something like that nature. Now, this is an item from Mechanism, which allows you to basically teleport. It's a portable teleporter. You set the signal to the correct frequency, and then right click and hit teleport, and it'll bring you to your portal. These are made mainly of obsidian and glowstone for the frame. It has to be shaped this way, and you also need the teleporter block itself, which is frames as well as circuits, and the teleportation core itself, which is quite expensive. And the portable teleporter is basically the same thing, except for it uses energy tablets as a battery. You can set multiple teleporters to be linked to each other, which allows you to go from one location to another. By default, you can't travel between dimensions. However, I believe there's an upgrade you can get that allows you to do so. So we'll take a look in here, and we have some pig eggs and a zombie syringe. So if we summon a pig and hit it with the egg, it summons a baby pig. And if you use the zombie syringe, it turns the baby pig into a zombie. Not entirely useful really, but yeah, sometimes it just instant grows a zombie, or instant grows a pig. So we'll take a look in here now. This is another new mod that I'm really excited for. I like this one a lot. And basically, summon some pigs in here. What this mod... I should have left an exit. What this mod does is it adds blocks that allow you to control gravity. So let's hit this one. All the pigs and me are pushed away from this block. This one sucks things in. And how did that... Oh, he just walked out the hole, okay. And this one turns gravity off completely, which you can't really see. But yeah, basically I can't even jump because I'm not actually touching the ground. Yeah, as you can see, it's rather odd. Go away, pigs. Alright, so for the next... Alright, there's still no gravity. There we go, I'm out of its range, okay. So I'll just run over and turn that off. And all the pigs take some fall damage, and I'll activate this, which I have rigged up to some Tesla coils just to kill off the pigs. So then, as a... Oops, I was going to show you that. Anyway, as you can see, we have Zombie Jockey. He has a bow, and he's an archer, and it's also, he's riding a witch spider, which I'm not entirely sure what a witch spider does, but it is more powerful than a normal spider. You can also get... Yep. So, Infernal... So these two mods work together. You can see that one got an especially large spider. That one got a tiny spider. Creeper. How would you like that? A creeper riding a spider. Quite enjoyable. This is an armored creeper. As you can see, that one got a poisonous spider. That is not a cave spider. That is a poison spider. It is full size. And that creeper blew up part of my setup. Oh well. Anyway, let's see if we... I think there's special blazes as well. Alright, so yeah, basically there's about 8 subtypes of each mob now, with various attributes. So we'll leave that at that. And as you can see, we now have masks, such as this is a sheep mask. It makes your face look like that of a sheep. Alright, so this is a code door. They're currently unnamed. I don't know what's wrong with them. But yeah, they're heavily reinforced. That gave me completely the wrong block. But they are quite difficult to break. They're highly blast proof. This is a chain link fence, also relatively blast proof and hard to destroy. Not so much as hardened stone or other materials, but it's still pretty good and you can't just walk through it or anything. So the code door, you can set a code and then you can enter that code and the door will open. The door will not open for any other code, such as if I hit 287 here, the code does not open. And I believe it actually gives off a redstone signal when an incorrect code is entered. These are flame spikes. They're basically made of cactus, copper, and sulfur. And they will set you on fire and damage you when you step on them. This is barbed wire. You can walk through it. It's basically cactus and... well, it's not made of cactus. It's basically cactus and spider web combined. It's made of chain link fence and a flint. The chain link fence is just iron bars and ingots. And let's check. Yes, the flammable spikes are poison spike and a sulfur. Poison spikes is cacti on top of iron ingots. No, wait, no, that said spikes, not poison spikes. And the last item, which is part of the ICBM mod that a lot of people don't seem to have noticed, which is, let's see if it works. That is a landmine, people. Quite dangerous. That poor spider, I believe, is going to die. and it seems to have damaged the Hadron Collider. Just repair this up quickly, and then we'll activate it to see exactly what happens when I turn it on. So, I believe it has enough electricity now. Yep. So we need a piece of dirt, which will pop right into it. Status is failure. Alright, so I believe I've done something very wrong in the building of it, so I'm just going to leave it alone. Oh, I forgot about this piece. So this is part of the Gravity Craft mod. Now, the directional gravitator is similar to the other blocks down there, which change how gravity works, except for it only works in one direction instead of everywhere. So you can build something like this, which you'll notice you don't fall well in the affected area. So you can thus float over, and when you come out of the range of it, you just fall right down. So you could build a nice little pathway or an invisible bridge and various other effects. So that's been all for the 1.3.2 Spotlight. Remember that not everything shown here will be in the game. There might be some glitches, and not everything is shown. So there is going to be some content not shown here, as well as changes to other parts of the mod pack. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you again for the 1.3.3 Spotlight. Alright, I almost forgot to add these two chests into the video. These cover a few new items, including a few of the generators I forgot to cover. So we have the wave generator and the ocean current generator. What these two blocks do is basically take power from the water, which is similar to a watermill. The wave generator is placed on the coast, and the more blocks of water that are in line with it, so yeah, the more power generates. The ocean generator looks above it, and it looks at a big square and generates power equal to the number of water blocks. These generators, the ocean one will interfere with other ocean generators, and the wave generator, I don't believe it cares about other generators. You'll also notice that with these new mobs, it's quite dangerous now. So, yeah. I've introduced a few new weapons and equipment to help you combat these. So we have the composite armor mod, which before Industrial Craft had the composite vest. Now we have the helmet, legs, and boots to go with it. That's quite useful. These are mainly blast proof. The Asgard shield mod, which we got last patch, which also has giant swords, is useful for anyone using a sword. Basically, when right-clicking, if you have a shield on your hotbar, I'll go over the recipe, which will basically automatically switch to the shield and then back to the sword when you release right-click. Highly useful for blocking, and it's quite powerful because you take a lot of reduced damage. Another mod, which is new this patch, is the modular nanosuit and quantum armor mod, which basically allows you to combine your various items, like say your lap pack and your jetpack and your nanosuit, all together into one piece. Your solar nanosuit helmet, static nano boots, and there's nothing for the legs really. It just, yeah. There's also the nano bow, which is a nano bow. Yeah, it's a electric bow. And we also have the gas mask, which is from the Gascraft mod. And I'll go ahead and show you two of the gases from this mod. The first is, I'm gonna get some milk out. The first is the smoke bomb, which is just smoke, redstone, and iron ingot. Smoke is just torches and a empty gas vial, which is made of glass and string. So throwing a smoke bomb will blind everything nearby. Quite useful for a quick escape. and they're quite functional and cheap. Another item is the deadly neurotoxin, which, as you can imagine, is quite deadly. These chickens are not having a good time. So we'll just go ahead and deploy a bit more of that. And they'll all slowly die. It will kill them despite it being poison damage, because I believe it also does some kind of radiation damage. So yeah, highly lethal. Somehow the chickens have survived it. So I'll just throw another thing of it at them. Now, you don't have a crafting recipe for that, but you can craft it. I'm not entirely sure how. And I'll also note that most gases will either explode or cause a fire when they interact with fire, which adds extra utility to the toggleable netherrack. So that's been all for the extension of the spotlight. And oh, as well, I've also confirmed that the liquid metals are just as useful as they would seem. They macerate to slightly above. Like, you get just like, I think it's 0.2 extra bars. So yeah, you might want to use that. Although it's not completely, due to the only 0.2 bars, it's not really a big thing. So yeah, I'll just throw that on because why not? Zombie mask.